Hello, parents, and welcome back to Parent Shift, a place where we speak about conscious parenting. Now, many times you will observe that your child is quiet, especially when you are talking to the child, you're telling the child to do something, etc. And that's the time it's important for you to ask this question: that is your child listening to you and understanding, or is it afraid and quiet? Very important, because remember, the child who's quiet needn't necessarily be a child who's happy or who is understanding the importance of what you're trying to explain to the child. Obedience at that point in time could be fear induced. It could be induced by the fear of abandonment, that you may not love the child, or you may leave it alone, or it may be the fear of punishment, it may be the fear of isolation, it may be the fear of some sort of retraction of benefits, or retraction of its freedom, or you taking away its privileges, etc. So you have to think very carefully, and if you observe a pattern of your child being quiet, then you have to really understand what is going wrong with the child when you are speaking to the child. If a child has emotional safety, then in that case, the child will most likely speak up, it'll ask questions, maybe it'll also do a little bit of drama, throw in some tantrums, because remember, when you try to tell the children something, they have their own version, they have their own stories, they will try to wriggle out, especially children who are, the 8 to 14 age, they will try to figure out a way to loosen the control that you're putting, etc. So a child who's in the positive state of mind, who's encouraged, who's connected with you, will in some ways or the other try to focus, talk, share, and be a child, just be a child with you. But a child who's afraid, a child who has some sort of an apprehension in their mind, is really that child which is going to go quiet and try to show its obedience and its compliance. Remember, compliance is not going to get you the child's creativity. It's not going to get you the child's interest. It's not going to get you the child's focus. Compliance will merely mean that it will physically try to do something, and then if you're trying to ask it to study, you will find the handwriting is a problem, spellings are a problem, accuracy is a problem, or the child knows something and it's not done it. So you will find all of those kind of issues, or you will find the child whiling away time, or you may find that it suddenly is feeling hungry, suddenly is feeling thirsty, suddenly wants to go to the loo, suddenly feels sleepy. So the child's body will also start reacting. So the consequence of a quiet child is not just at the fact that it's just quietly listening to you, but there are other things. The quality of its life is going to start getting impacted. That's what you need to focus on. So you need to remember that silence of the child is not obedience in the right sense. It's not peace. It's not that the child is joyous in doing what it is doing. It could actually be a crippling state that the child is in, and it is not wanting to express it. Now, this could also happen to your child without you having done anything serious. Like, you may not have severely punished or beaten or done something to your child. You may simply have displayed some qualities, like maybe you are aggressive with your spouse, or you're aggressive with your team members, or somebody at work, or with the house help or somewhere, and the child realizes that if somebody doesn't listen to my parent, then the parent can get aggressive, and it's automatically taking it as implied that you are harmful. In their mind, you are dangerous. In their mind, you can get angry. In their mind, you can do all of those reactions. So here is where you need to be even more careful of what the situation is, because the child is watching you and developing these fears, which then means that you have a certain problem, a certain behavioral trait, which the child is observing you do. So then the problem goes even deeper. The problem is not with you trying to regulate the child, control the child, etc. The problem is possibly the way you are in general as a human being. So then the effort is not just in parenting, but then the effort is you reflecting and being kind to your own self to correct that behavior, because highly likely that behavior is showing up in multiple other places. So remember this. Connection is the way that your child grows with you. Connection is the way that the child absorbs your love, care, and nurturing. Connection is the way that your child really learns to do what it needs to do. Connection is the way that your child really understands why my parent is saying study, play music, clean up, take a bath, eat the food, etc. It's not through compliance, it's not through fear, it's not through harshness, and definitely your projection of your personality at other places, if it is creating a problem, then even without you doing anything wrong with your child, to your child, you are losing that connection. So as a parent, please be careful. You need to not only work on your personality with how you deal with the world, and but you also need to do that with your child, or vice versa. That you may not be very harsh, you may be kind, you may be gentle with the child, but if you're harsh with the world, then also there is a problem. So work on your parenting, work on yourself, because your child watches. Remember, they observe very carefully. They may not be able to have a complex thinking around who you are or why you are doing a certain things, but they will definitely observe and make a meaning out of it. Children are great observers. They watch everything. They may not have a lot of worldly sense, but they put their sense to what they see. So be careful what they are witnessing. Take care.